Hello YouTubers, and welcome to another video in this video channel. I'm going to talk a bit about some of the latest purchases in my record collection and well, my thoughts about them. Not going to spend a lot of time talking about other stuff, but there's been a lot of work lately, but I'm slowly getting closer to my summer break. I've been waiting for it quite some time, and it will be in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks left. All right. The other day I got this. Well, so many of you in the vinyl community have already bought these and know about them. The new 180-gram reissues of Led Zeppelin's 3 first albums, like this, remastered by Jimmy Page. And I thought, when I heard about these being issued, I thought, well, am I going to buy them or not? Because I got some fair issues of these already. Not first pressings, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I don't have any first pressings, but some fairly okay pressings. But then I heard about the price of these. These are the single versions, not any double or triple LPs or box versions. These are just the simple single issues, single LP issues. That's good enough for me. And then I heard about people actually who had listened to these pressings, and they were very happy about the results, almost amazingly happy about the results, due to the fact that it's reissues. And yeah, not always all the reissues aren't always that well made. We all know that. But and of course they were quite fairly priced too, so I thought, well, why not? So I ordered them the day they were issued here in Sweden, and I got them, well, 1 or 2 days later, and I've now listened to all 3 of them, and they are great. Really great. Well made. It isn't hastily done, it's not shabbily done, it's very well done, and sounding better than, well, any other versions that I've heard anyway. All 3 of these are, of course, masterpieces. My big favorite is this, though, Led Zeppelin number 3. Well, due to many reasons. It was the first Led Zeppelin album I bought and listened to. As I said, I've told you this before, but I started buying their records fairly late, actually. But I've been interested in their music for maybe 20 years or so, but I haven't bought their albums. I haven't got hold of their albums until some years ago. But this is my absolute favorite among these 3, although all of them are great for many reasons. Because I like the acoustic sound on some of the tracks, and also the ballad "Since I've Been Loving You." That's my favorite Led Zeppelin track of all time. So I haven't heard much about what people think about these box issues and triple LP, double LP with extra material, but I guess they're great too. But I felt that this was enough for me at the moment, anyway. Right. A group that has been discussed a lot here in the vinyl community. Pardon. I have to admit, I 10 years ago I had never heard of this group. But the last couple of years there's been so much talk about them, so much praise for them, so I thought, well, if so many people that I know have such great taste like this group, I really ought to check them out. So I did. I'm talking about Rush, and I got hold of their first, and I think this is the 3rd album, Caress of Steel. So I'm still just started. I've started from the beginning anyway. and what a great group. And the funny thing is that they're still playing together this day. It's the same three guys, well, apart from the drummer who played on the first Rush album, John Rutsey, but apart from that, still the same guys playing together, and great musicians. The only thing that it took a bit of time for me to get used to, it was the vocals. I mean, Geddy Lee's bass playing is top rank. I mean, it's so great. But his voice, well, it was once described in the music magazine Rolling Stone like a mix between Robert Plant and Donald Duck, and that's a bit rude, of course. But I listened first on the first Rush album, I first got the idea that the pitch might be a bit too quick. I mean, this record was speaking a bit too quick because of his voice, but that's how he sings, and it gets. I mean, it's still good. I mean, you get used to it, and you can enjoy it. But it took a couple of minutes to get used to it. But I'm definitely going to buy more Rush albums, and to use the old familiar phrase, I think I know what all the fuss is about. I know what the fuss is about. I'm a Rush fan now as well. Right. Well, I've been a fan of the next group for, well, almost 30 years now. And I got hold of some interesting issues that I haven't seen before. Well, some I've seen, but I haven't had it. This is Beatles. Por Siempre, Beatles. This was originally an Argentinian issue, issued in 1971, and I think issued the year later in Spain. This is the Spanish version, or Catalan, because it says Barcelona on it here. This was, as far as I understand, a fairly sought after album in the 70s, because it had contained tracks that you couldn't really get hold of on LP back then, like singles like Yes It Is, Day Tripper, I'm Down, The Inner Light, Blue Jay Way, tracks like that. It's a very nice compilation, and very well put together, and lovely sleeve on the blue EMI Odeon label. Today it's not as sought after because the tracks can be found on other albums quite easily. Yes, well, then we have this one. I've seen so many different versions of this, and on different labels. This is on the German Bellaphon label, live at the Star Club, Hamburg, Germany, 1962. The first time I heard this is a double album. One of these records were issued in a different format in the 80s for a very cheapo record company. I can't remember the name of I think the record label was Masters, and I think the record I bought was called History of the Beatles, something like that, and contained one of the records from this album. And I remember when I bought it, I didn't know that it was some sort of bootleg, and the fact I thought that the sound quality was so incredibly crappy when you compared it to, well, the studio recordings made by Beatles, and of course it is fairly crappy, but today I think it's at least listenable, and you can hear what a good live band they were. So glad I got this. I should have got it a long time ago, because that's an album that's been around for ages. And then this one, I don't know if you've seen this before. I can't really translate the name or pronounce the name of this. Bumbles. I don't know. It looks like this anyway. And these are Hamburg recordings as well. It's a issue on the Balkan Tone label. It's a Bulgarian issue that I got hold of, and Fairly good sound for what it is. A mix between different early recordings and also recordings together with Tony Sheridan. Yeah, I think it's mainly the Tony Sheridan recordings and the Ain't You Sweet single with that John Lennon sang. Yeah, I've never seen this before, but it's issued on the Balkanton, although it has a Polydor label, so it's Polydor material on it. Right, let's speed on. Yeah, I'm a great fan of the Finnish group Tasavallan Presidentti, and I found this double LP with material from their early years, classics, the rarest. This was issued in 1990 on the Finnish label Castle. Castle was a budget label that you found lots of compilations with, well, music from all over the world. Lots of Swedish compilations on Castle in the late 80s, early 90s. So nothing fancy with a sleeve, but very good music and a bit of a rare compilation today. I'm a great fan of the Penguin Cafe Orchestra, and I think Simon Jeffy is one of the really remarkable eccentrics and geniuses in English music. Simon Jeffy. I don't know if I said his name. Simon Jeffy. This is an album. I've only got 2 albums of them before. Their first one, and well, I can't remember the name of them now. Anyway, this is the 3rd one I bought from them with their music from 1987 on EG Virgin. It's called Signs of Life, and well, if you haven't explored their music, please do so. If nothing else, look it up on Spotify or anything, because it may not be everybody's cup of tea, and it's very hard to describe it as well. But I like it. Right, then this beauty that I've been looking for some time, 10 years after, and this is their album Shh, and it's on Deram, although this is an American Deram issue, so it says Deram London here, but it has the regular Deram label, and lots of people have been talking about this album, and again, I know what all the fuss is about. It's great. It's truly great. Next purchase was a bit of a... Well, I took a bit of a chance because... I'm going to show it to you. It's Gonna Take a Miracle by Laura Nyro and Labelle, the vocal trio Labelle, and... why was it a bit of a chance from? I wasn't that sure whether I would like it or not, and I think it's okay. But for some reason, I would like to like Laura Nyro's music more than I actually do. But sometimes I feel it's a bit uninteresting. I don't know, because I really she was such a talented artist, but I haven't heard all of her records. I have only heard a couple of them, but I feel that I would like to like this more than I actually do. It's okay, but it doesn't blow my mind, so to speak. Right, okay, there's been some talk about this group. I mean, I'm a sucker for Dutch music and Dutch band and Dutch artists, and I've been hearing talk about this group, but I haven't seen or been able to buy any of their albums before. But now I did. It's Kayak, and this is Royal Bed Bouncer. Is it Bed Bouncer or Red Bouncer? I can't read. Bed Bouncer, yeah. On the Vertigo label. Not the Swirl. It's the Rocket one, I think. Well, anyway, this is great. So I'm definitely going to try to get hold of more Vertigo, more well, that too, but more more kayak album, because I really like this. It's great prog, and I don't know, it's something with Dutch prog that I really like. So that's great. Alright, the last one I'm going to show you, I bought on a CD back in, well, it must be in the early 90s. It was a CD of his two first, or his two, well, only really, solo albums, Graham Parsons, and it was GP and Grievous Angel. I liked it a lot. I got hold of GP on a, I think it was a reissue LP, well, maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago, and but I haven't got hold of Grievous Angel until now, but now I got it, and it's on reprise, and I like it. I mean, also the way he blends his voice together with Emmylou Harris's voice on almost all of the songs, well, on quite a lot of the songs, and it's a pity that he wouldn't be able to stay with us much longer and create more music. I think this was issued after his death. Yeah, I think so. Shortly after his death, or around the time of his death. So, great pity, but superb artist and great album. So, oh my god, I've been talking for 16 minutes now. Right, so, today it's the Swedish National Day. I'm not going to talk about that much, because it's not really the same kind of celebration as in our neighbor country Norway. I did a video about Norwegian records in May 17th, so well, I'm not going to talk, but it doesn't really mean the same here in Sweden. But of course, I'm proud to be Swedish, and as should all of us be, those of us who are it. It doesn't matter which color or which background we have. It's a great country to live in, and I'm sure it will continue to be like that in the future. Right, bye bye.